Welcome back to Big Minnow Mike's. In this episode, we're going to take a look at my 1977 Bass Pro catalog. So stick around, we'll see what's inside. And remember, bass, grass, gas, nobody rides for free. Well, actually, judging by the gas tank, just gas. So stick around. Well, 1977, what do you say about that year? Well, probably not too much. You wouldn't think too much about it, probably like any other year in the 70s. But actually, 1977 had a lot of historical relevance to it. First and foremost, the music world was all shook up, but in a bad way, for the passing of a king. We lost Elvis Presley in August of 77. Then, just a few short months later, we lost 3 members of quite honestly might be the best rock band of all time, Lynyrd Skynyrd, one of my personal favorites. Then, moving forward in the movie industry, we had the biggest franchise to be released. That's right, Star Wars. Now, what I have here are 2 lunchboxes from Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. Unfortunately, I don't have the actual real Star Wars, or original. I have the real, but not the original one. But that's okay, you get the gist. And then, finally, Jimmy Carter starts his first term as president in 1977. And this is Cotton Cordell's lore called The Prez, which was also released in 1977. What we're here to see is this 1977 Bass Pro catalog. And hey, I got to show you this too. Obviously, I've got a 77 Camaro, so you got to rip the shirt. So stick around and see what's inside this catalog. Okay, on to the moment we've all been waiting for, the 1977 Bass Pro catalog. I've looked at a lot of Bass Pro catalogs, and this is probably my favorite one. And because of the graphics, I mean, just the detail that they put into this catalog is pretty incredible. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So you see here, we've got the cover here. It looks like it's kind of water stained with the, kind of quintessential 70s airbrush look with the little kind of little shiny sheen type things they used to do back then. It's perfect for the time. I love it. It's the details. So, first page, we got Ranger boats for 77. And ironically enough, Bass Pro Shop owns Ranger now. And so they had a fold out here, and it would show different boats that they're carrying. And this is kind of a tri-fold, but you get to see, kind of different models. There's a fishing one right there. There's these 2. So, obviously, Ranger put forth a little money to put a nice little spread in there. And I bet these boats are still pretty sought after today. I mean, Ranger, they never go... It's like a truck or a Jeep. They just don't go down in value. They're just great boats. So, then we've got some trailers here. We've got... Here's old Johnny Morris right there. A little kind of a president's message, if you will. And I think this is Uncle Buck. I could be wrong, but I think that's probably who that is. And then we jump into some of the lures and the rods and the reels here. All right, starting with the reels. You can see the pages on this are pretty fragile. Kind of coming apart. In fact, I'm actually going to kind of hold this so they don't completely come off here. Here's the heading. Let me move this down just slightly so you can see a little better. Garcia. The Ambassadors. Classic reel right there. More Garcia Ambassador series. And look at the prices. I mean, still, even back in the day, $89 for a reel. I mean, you're paying up for the good stuff. Okay, we've got some Mitchell brand reels here. Still made by Garcia. really the real prices aren't too far off from kind of where they are today. I bet these last a lot longer than what we've got today as well. And we've got some fly reels. We've got some of the some other Garcia, and then we're on to Zebco Classic Zebco. Look at that, $9.99. I bet that's still the same price as it is today. Just your Zebco 33. I'm sure somebody's singing along to Retro Bassin right there. You got some more Zebcos here. Then we've got the Cardinal. These are awesome. I love these old school Cardinals. In fact, I think I actually have this one. We got some more Zebco. These are cool. I don't know that I've seen these. The interchangeable handled ones here, but I haven't seen this one with, that's really sweet. I like that. I like the design. Johnson reels. These were big back in the day. A lot like the Zebco. Then kind of moving on here, we've got some reel accessories. And then we're into the rods now. I mean, look at the old school font here. I love that. The bionic blade. And then everybody knows I love the pistol grips. These are really cool. I hope these make a resurgence one day. But the mean green stick here, just really, really cool looking. Good looking rods here. This is, and look at the sizes on these too, or the heights, I guess. 5.5, 5.5, 6, 6. Look how short those are. I mean, today those are what, 7.5, 6.5 is probably the shortest, really. You know, on up to 8 or whatever else. But I mean, all these are 5.5, 6. Got some spinning rods here. And I apologize if I'm going a little bit fast. If you need to slow down, pause, or stop to look at a page. I just know that if I stop too long, you know, this will be an hour-long video. So I'm just trying to make this, you know, a little bit faster. But I want to make sure you guys see, you know, what's inside these catalogs. I mean, it's really, it's not just kind of, you know, more or less aesthetically pleasing to look at. It's just, there's a ton of great history. And there's a lot of kind of forgotten rods, reels, lures, you know, accessories and stuff that, you know, people haven't seen in forever. So it's really neat to take a look back at these. We got the Lew's. Here's the original speed stick. There it is. Look at this. Finesse rods. That's your original Ned setup right there. There's some bait casters. Look at the grips on these puppies. Those Berkeley grips right there, those are sweet. Man, that's really cool. And I love the graphics they kind of have in the background as well, too. Some spin cast rods. Here's your ultralight, powerlight spinning rods, you know. Let's see. Here's some Bass Pro Shop rods, and then we've got, what do we have here? This is more Bass Pro Shop. These are probably your combos. Oh, it is, yeah. Rod and reel combos right here. All right. Look at that. That is really cool. The miniature spin cast. That is so, I mean, the design on that, the design on, you know, the reel and the rod, I mean, super cool. I mean, just, I feel like they just took extra time to, you know, design these, and just, I don't know, I just like them, whatever. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Now, I thought there was supposed to be some lunker sticks in here too. I didn't see those, but these bully busters may be, these kind of blank rods may be like the lunker sticks. And I'm sorry if I did go over those too fast, I may have missed it, but I think the lunker stick is my favorite one from back in the day. One of my favorite things to collect is old school tackle boxes, specifically ones that have never been used. They've still got the original stickers on them. So this is probably one of my favorite parts to look at in these old school catalogs are the original tackle boxes. So these are the Bass Pro Shop ones here. You got your Plano. There's some in here coming up here in a minute that I just would love to get my hands on them. They're just super cool in my opinion. Here's the Magnum. These Magnums, you can still get those pretty cheap, new old stock from this era on eBay. Here's your just absolute behemoth large tackle box right here. The buck boxes. Now this is what I'm talking about. I love these small buck boxes with the Bass Pro Shop logo on them. These ones are pretty cool, but specifically I love these, the Bass and Buddies. I love that. Just a small little crankbait holder, or for, I mean, I have just more than I know what to do with old school spinners, and this would be an incredible box. I love that. Really cool. I have not been able to find one on eBay, but I'm sure they're out there somewhere if I keep looking. Here's your worm box. And then we've kind of got some more here from the Adventurer series. We've got the same type of deal. You got your spinner boxes, your crankbait boxes. Okay, now we're getting into the lures here. And first, we're looking at the Rapala or Rapala, you know, tomato there. And so we'll go through here. Looks like we got some jerk baits to kind of start off there. You've got the original balsa fat wraps. These are really, really cool little baits. You got Roland Martin there, kind of a younger, he's looking a little hefty there, Roland. Almost as big as his bass. He's probably not watching. Let's see here. He's in better shape than I am. Anyways, we've got Bagley. I love Bagley. Everyone's a big fan of Bagley. Another balsa wood type bait there. This, you know, this crawdad color was just kind of huge back in the 70s, early 80s. We've got some more of the original balsa bees here. Really cool. I mean, I love that red color. This is pretty neat. A green crawfish. Your standard shad over there on the left. And then we've got some, and hopefully that's, I don't know if you can see that here. Here's the killer bees. Here's some of the shiners. And we've got the honeybee. And then here's their jerk baits. Here's Smithwicks. You can still buy these today. Look exactly the same. Probably a little different color pattern. I've never seen the hot red and yellow. That's pretty neat. I've never seen that one before. But some of these other ones, I mean, they're not too far off from what you can still get today. I would say this is probably most people's favorite right here. You got the Rebels. I love it. The texture on these are great. I mean, they're just great baits. I love it. New for 77. A lot of colors we kind of still see today. You've got the Crawdad. You know, a lot of people, I think they still have this. A lot of people have seen this shad with the orange belly. Once again, that same type of pattern, big in the kind of late 70s, early 80s. That crawdad, crawfish type pattern. Got some more Rebels here. We got some poppers, jerk baits, spin backs. Got your minnow, your humpback. Just really, really cool stuff. Bill Norman, another big lure maker back in the day. I've got a lot of these. I bought a tackle box over the summer. It's just jam-packed with Bill Norman lures, and these are phenomenal. I fished them over the summer, and they're great baits. Still big-time fish catchers. There's some action lures. Butch Harris. I would love to find some of these. I've seen them on eBay. I think they're a little bit too expensive on eBay. I don't know if I don't know the reason why they are as much as they are, but I would love to just get a couple of these. You know, hopefully Holy Grail, find them at a garage sale or something one day and maybe try to fish one and collect one. But these are super cool. I really like these old Butch Harris fastbacks. Bomber. Old school. Just, I mean, these are just super cool. Super cool. You got the pinfish there. You got some of these kind of original style speed shads. No, these must just be a smaller version. Look at that. That's awesome. Fire blackback. It's almost like a pink color. There's kind of a clear, kind of a see-through with a sparkle tail. Man, sweet. See, you look at these magazines, or I'm sorry, these catalogs, and you're like, yeah, I just want everything in this. I mean, you just get excited about it. I wish I could still call it Bass Pro Shop today and just, you know, order everything in it. But, well, that's what we got eBay for, I guess. So, here's the Model A's. Got Blakemore here. We got the Jitterbug. I caught a nice little catfish, ironically enough, off that over the summer. I've caught a couple bass with a hula popper over the summer as well, too. These are really neat. And I love the graphics that they do as well, too. They do a great job with their graphics. Moving on to some topwater here. We've got the Man's Frogman. I'd love to find one of these. I've seen them on eBay. They're kind of ridiculous. These are super cool. I like them a lot. I kind of wish they would maybe do a repop on them so I can just try to fish them. I would be way too scared to buy one and fish that. But those are super cool. We've got a head and brush popper here. Real neat little bait. You see kind of the prop action in the front. It's flat with the skirt in the back. Pretty neat little bait there. Here's your, I mean, this looks like this is mostly the topwater section moving forward here, but we've got the Zara Spooks there, and we've got the some more of these kind of head and poppers over here. Oh yeah, I've got a few of these. Love these. I guess we're back to crankbaits again. The Razorbacks, really, really cool. Really cool. Irresistible, the big bass, big bag bass. What is this thing? That's sorry, just drawing a blank staring at this like bizarre bass coyote. Yeah, really cool. I love Tom Mann's stuff. He's just got the coolest stuff. I love it. He's probably my favorite, maybe, I don't know. But Cordell. Now we've got the Big O classic lure, been around forever. Everybody loves the Big O. So we got those here. Got some of the blades. We got some of the spots. Kind of your lipless right there, and then more of the kind of Cordell Big O, but I mean they really dive a lot deeper. 3 for $3.99. Yes, please. I would gladly pay those prices today. I would buy way more than 3. Strike King, we got old Billy Dance here. We've got some of his old school. I love these. I actually just picked up one of these a couple of weeks ago, and the Psycho Scout, super cool. It's got an indented eye, which you really don't see very well in the picture, but super cool bait. I really like those a lot. Timber King, Spent Scout, more Psycho Scouts. Yeah, these are really cool. I like these old school Strike Kings. These are just my favorite. I love those. Those are so cool. 4 for $5.75. There you go. All right, Hellbender. I mean, these, I think they still sell these. I'm sure they still sell these today. I mean, cool little bait there. It looks like we have the Fred's version of the Bomber right there. Looks like it's got, I've never noticed this before. It looks like it has like some eyes with a little kind of lip thing right there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Meps. Just kind of your standard Meps here. You've got your rooster tails. Not much has really changed with the Meps or the rooster tails. They're kind of the same. All right, we've got the Bass Pro Shop, more or less beetle spins, and then here's the real deal. Here's the Bass Buster beetle spins. Really cool. The one thing about this cow, looks like somebody kind of ripped out a page here, but I'm not too upset about that. Looks like they were just ripping out well, it looks like they ripped out 2 pages, and one was for jigs. So whoever had this probably was, I'm guessing, crappie fishing. We've got, I do love that they at least kept the Bass Buster stuff intact here. So we've got the scorpion here. We got the tarantula. Really, really, really cool. I like this a lot. And if you probably can't see that on here, but if you look close enough, and the font on this is very modern. It looks like something you'd almost see today. Really cool. Got some more spinners here. Deadly, deadly. The twister. That's pretty neat. I don't know that I've seen that before. Let's see, we've got some more Mr. Twister Mans. These are just smaller type spinner baits. You know, I don't know that I've seen in here, because I don't think I've seen the SOB. I don't think I've seen anything from Okie Bug. Maybe they didn't sell those here. And here's some Bass Pro Shop spinner baits. I mean, look at all the colors. Tons of colors. Just blue. I love these blues. You know, some of these greens, stuff you just do not see anymore. Really, really cool purples, pinks. Really neat. And on the next page, you know, still we've got the Bass Pro Shop spinners here, but I mean, you buy 5 get 1 free for 99 cents a piece. Wow. I mean, that's pretty cool. Orange chartreuse. I mean, the lime chartreuse, just the blues. Beautiful colors here. Really like that. The Sassy Rats. Just kind of a unique kind of rubber skirt there. Once again, it looks like somebody wanted a spinner bait, so they cut it out. So that's the only problem with this catalog, just those 2 pages torn out and this one cut out, which is kind of sad, but that's okay. Most of it's intact, and I'm not too sad about not seeing whatever they wanted there. We got the Rinky Dink, Buck's Buzzer. It's probably a topwater buzzbait there. And then you got your skirts. Look at all these vinyl skirts right here. 50-cent pack of all those different skirts. That's pretty awesome. Blue blades. Man, I love it. Here's the Hog Frogs. This is the exact same ad as what was in the 76. A lot of these are kind of recycled ads from the 76. This one I thought was interesting. Thin Fin, probably one of my favorite. They really, I mean, they're kind of more than halfway through, and they don't really have a huge ad, if you will. And you figure they would have been a pretty big brand back in the day, especially for how popular the Wiggleworts are. And for $1.49, yeah, I would buy a case for that price or more. List price is $2.70 or whatever else, but I mean, you see, here's all the original Wiggleworts. You've got your Hottentots and you got your Silver Shads, but the Wigglewort, that's the special one right there. That's the one that everybody's after. Here you've got your Uncle Josh pork baits here. And he's got some other stuff too. I mean, he's got the split tail eel, the bass strip. I mean, he's got some cool stuff. Spoons. Okay, it looks like we've got some more inline hair spinners right here. We've got some more spoons. I'll kind of breeze through the spoons a little bit. All right, these are cool. The Sweet Willie. These are neat. The Ding-a-ling, the Hog Hunter. This is a pretty cool little worm company right here. I mean, I love that stuff. And then we're getting into the soft plastics. Look at this 100 pack right here of flip tails. Ay caramba. Look at that purple. Whew. Man, I mean, these worms are so much cooler than today's worms. I mean, they've got just the characteristics and the flip tail on the back and the colors. I mean, they have avocado, clear blue, violet, purple. I mean, it's, man, so cool. I love this. Okay, Mr. Twister for 77, obviously huge. But look at this Sassy Dad. The head on that reminds me of some kind of Ned head. I mean, it's essentially just a small soft plastic bait with just a little kind of Ned, but the detail they put into this crawdad is super, super cool. That would be a cool one to bring back. I really like that a lot. I was trying to find some of those. Cannot find those anywhere. Really, really like that a lot. But Mr. Twister, obviously, huge company back in 77. They've got it all. I mean, they've got, look at these ones with kind of all these side appendages, the lizards, these sassy skirts. You've got kind of your standard worm right there, curly tail worm. My favorite, Man's Jelly Worm. If I had to pick one, this would be the one that I love the most. I love the Man's Jelly Worm. Just the colors are insane, and the oil, they're just soaked in oil. And I don't know if that helps or not. I'd assume it probably has to. But I mean, look at all these, from grape, strawberry, blackberry, blueberry, watermelon, pineapple, black grape, peach, apple, dewberry. I don't even know what a dewberry is. Lemon, lime, raspberry, scuppernog. What is that? Nobody knows. White grape. That's a fruit salad right there for any bass. That is just cool. That is just really, really cool. I'd love to just get a pack of apples and a pack of the scuppernogs. I'm probably butchering that. Try them out. Why not? Everything's green pumpkin today. This is the fun stuff. This is kind of, I mean, these look like what people are kind of reproducing almost Ned rigs like today. And, you know, your Ned today is more of a stick, but I mean, they do other companies, I believe. Actually, Strike King came up with some Neds that look like this. And they kind of have that flip tail on it. And I love that. And look at all these different colors. You got the blues and, you know, the dark reds and the greens or whatever else. Super, super, super cool. And then you've got your kind of larger jelly packs. And I like the ones with the dots on them. You don't see that in the line. Really neat. Obviously, you can tell I'm a Man's Jelly Worm fan. These are pretty cool too, these Lindy Tails. And here's some Action Lures. They made really cool worms. This looks like almost like a tequila sunrise. I'm not sure what they're calling it. They probably got it here somewhere. Black Fire. But really neat. Really, really, really neat. You just don't see that kind of character in a lot of lures now. Or not lures, worms. So a lot of this, the kind of the ridge that are on these two. But I mean, still, same with this too. Look at these colors. This white, blue, orange chartreuse, orange, brown. Just cool, you know? I've been looking for these too. The Spring Serpent, I cannot find them. Would love to get a pack of those. Love to get multiple packs and then fish a few. We've got some lizards here. Spring Liz, Spring Grub. All right. We're getting into like some of the make your own soft plastic. And then, oh, we've got some frogs here. Notice how the frog section is so small. Now, if you look at frogs, it takes up like, you know, a fourth of the catalog. But you got basically the old Bill Plummer's Super Frog. You've got a little Burke frog there, which I've got one of these, and I've got one of the Garcias. I mean, they're pretty neat little frogs, but just they weren't as popular. And then you got Fred's old popping lures, but didn't take up a whole lot of room. Looks like Bagley snuck in another little crankbait right here. All right, so this is hooks, terminal tackle. I'll go through this pretty quickly. This is pretty cool. This old school green line that they're showing here, invisible in the water. I mean, neat advertising there, good graphics. Got some old string line. Look at this, Man's Jelly Oil. That's pretty cool. So just as I was just mentioning how oily those are, well, you can do that with any one of them. Here's Fish and Soap. So basically, this is Virgil Ward, Bass Busters, Amsterdam, Missouri, had his own fishing show, but he also made his own soap. And what it was is he was like, hey, you know, the oils on your fingers and the smell on your fingers is going to affect if you're touching your lures and your baits and you're casting it out there, the fish are going to notice it. They're not going to bite. So use his soap and you'll catch more fish. Gimmick, whatever. This is pretty cool. The Big Bass Attractor. I'd love to find a can of that. All right, hooks. Those are kind of a snooze. Nothing's really changed a lot with those. Weights. Got some Uncle Josh here. Here's kind of your carp, and oh, here's some old Betts fly stuff, which is pretty cool. These are great for bluegill on the fly. For the one time a year that I do that. Oh, here we go. This is where they get like some of the inappropriate gag gifts. But I have this. Here's the Prez for 77. Jimmy Carter in office now. And this is made by Crawdad, so pretty funny little bait there. You got the Tricky Dick, which it looks like they've got a sensor on that, probably a good thing. And the Big Budweiser can, and the tiny baseball bat for fishermen. You got some nets, more nets here. You've got all right, so then we've got, looks like some camping accessories here. It looks like this is kind of your original George Foreman right there, and that's a nice little deep fryer. I mean, hey, I don't think things have really changed all that much. Here's some knives. This is the same setup they had in the 76 catalog. That's your Swiss Army right there. I love these covers. Those are super cool. Got some covers, fly fishing accessories, nippers. This is cool. This Bassin box, really neat. I like that. Here we go. They call them foam beer coasters. Now we call them koozies. And look at this, your foam beer cooler. Look at the little, looks like an egg crate. Got a little boat ad right there. There's your smokers, your coolers. That's another thing I love collecting is old coolers. I like anything 70s plastic. 70s or 80s plastic. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's an old cooler, an old tackle box, an old fishing lure. I like anything 70s. I like old records too. I like everything. It's just, if it's old, I want it. These are pretty cool little flashlights there. We'll just go through pretty quick on these spotlights. Just for the sake of time. Got your compass. Here's your Bass Cat. We just saw Ranger at the beginning of the catalog. Ranger out of Flippin, Arkansas. This one's out of Mountain Home, Arkansas. They're about, probably 10 minutes apart from each other. Still, another awesome company. Obviously didn't pay the money that Ranger did to, because they're coming at the back of the book here. So, okay, this is just kind of a neat little spread. I love this little spread of, you got the guy answer the phone, taking orders. I'd love to just be, get in a time machine and go back and just put everything in my basket and just buy all of this. All these cool little independent Bass Pro Shop dealers. And they showed this in the 76 catalog, kind of talking about how the retail is growing. You probably can't see that very well, but this old school van that just says Bass Pro Shops on the side, if I could find that van, I would buy that van in a heartbeat. And that would be I would cruise that going fishing like every weekend. I love that. I'd probably get pulled over. It's probably pretty creepy, but it's, yeah. Here's some boat care. We got some motor stuff. These seats, gotta love these vinyl seats from the 70s. Really, really neat. Even their boat anchors were better back then. I mean, they're painted. They've got the decal on them. I just bought a boat anchor not too long ago, and it is about as generic as it gets. Gray, nothing on it. I'd trade in for one of those. Those are cool. Here's your old school trolling motors. How much are these selling for back then? $199, $219. Heck, you can get one cheaper today than what you could have back then. Pretty wild. But this is pretty cutting edge technology. Well, I take that back. Look at this. Here's one for $33. So I stand corrected there. Here's old Virgil. Once again. All right, let's keep on going. We've got your depth finders, your CB radios. All sorts of stuff in here. Got your rope, ball and chain. There's old Tom Man right there. What's he selling there? Maps. Selling some maps. And then look at these old decals you can put up. I love that decal, that jelly worm right there. Put that on your boat. Here's the 6 all-time points leader. And I mean, right there, you got Roland Martin, Tom Mann, Bill Dance, Johnny Morris. You know, those are some big names right there. All right, we got, this is probably a live well. Got Catch Saber. In the last catalog, they had some really, really cool life vests that were, they were plaid or whatever else. They've kind of made them a little bit more plain as the 70s go on. Got some rain gear. I'd love to find one of these. These are sweet jackets. I'd rock that. Look at these dudes. That's some serious fishing gear. Blizzard proof. Pretty sure that's, I mean, some of this stuff looks like it's in today. And you've got your Kiss My Bass shirts. Skeeter. Another great boat company right there. Stinghill. All right, we've got, looks like this is for the kind of the ice fishermen here. Gloves, shoes. I think shoes like this are kind of coming back, actually. I would rock those. There'd be no shame in my game. Got some waders. There you go. The old school Bass Pro Shop. Look at this. I've never noticed this one before. The Bass Pro knit stocking cap. Yeah, love that. These old school fishing caps for $3.99. I like that it's all mesh. I like that they didn't put any foam in the front, just mesh. Love it. And then here's some artwork. Everybody needs to display little art. Trophies. And then there you go. So you can do your order here. I mean, obviously, this is a total blast from yesteryear, but I mean, here's the original order form. Looks like they even took like Visa and MasterCard there on your rotary phone that no one knows how to use anymore. I mean, this is pretty special right here. So pretty cool. There it is. And then on the back, as always, some kind of beverage advertisement. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That is the 1977 Bass Pro catalog. I love it. Phenomenal. Stay tuned because we're going to have more catalogs like this coming up, especially as the weather kind of prevents me from going out as much. I have about a dozen more catalogs that I'd love to just show you guys. I think it's a lot of fun to look through these, and I think you guys enjoy it as well too. So if you're still awake, thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the water. Hey everybody, since we're talking 77s, I figured I gotta show you the 1977 Camaro here. Now sadly, this beautiful piece of automotive history is going to be going off to the auction in just one short week, and it's not my choice. Wife is just not a fan of this thing, and what's not to love about it? This is a one-owner car out of California, Firethorn interior. You got floor shifter, 350, automatic, dual exhaust. I mean, this is a ton of fun, but she's not a big fan, so I figured, you know, we'll get rid of this puppy and try to find another little cruiser. But this has been a lot of fun. I've had this for just shy of a year, but we're gonna go ahead and replace this with probably a Bronco or a Blazer or whatever else. But hey, for a 77 episode, I figure this is a great way to end it. So until next time, guys, we'll see you on the water.